Hi, Isabel Litzler, Pleiade HC, the place to be to develop your skills and grow your potential. So today I want to talk about work permit process for an entrepreneur or someone who wants to start a business. So whether you're sitting, in Europe or in another country, probably you think, okay, I can't really get a job in Switzerland because it's going to be a hassle with the work permit. No one will hire me. The other option that I keep talking about is to create your own business. But there's some process to do this properly. So sometimes I've seen people go for the independent worker status, but not really preparing for filing the right paperwork with the office that's actually giving the work permit. So you need to prepare yourself accordingly. So what I give as advice to entrepreneurs wanting to start a business in Switzerland, the first thing is really to understand if you have a good idea. And that's where it starts. So understanding also the market. You have to be taken seriously. And to be taken seriously, you need to show that you understand where you're working. So if you want to start a business in Switzerland and let's say you want to make your own chocolate, probably you have a lot of competition already. It's not going to be this very innovative new concept. As you can imagine, so it's going to be hard to get in. Now, if, for example, you sit somewhere and you realize that you found a way via an app to translate automatically the languages, and that could be huge help in a country where you have so many different languages spoken. So you see how that's different, and you can really make a case of why your idea concept is new and could be very helpful to the local market. So that's where it starts. It's really before you think about asking for a work permit and sending your information, see really what you're bringing to the country, and whether your stuff is really valuable. And the way you do that is testing it. So if you have a great idea, before you go to the Swiss authorities and ask for a work permit and maybe look a little bit ashamed because your idea is already existing and it's not really getting a lot of traction, is you want to test it with website or social network. You can do that very easily now with a Facebook page. See if people reply to you, engage with your information. That's going to cost you absolutely no money. And you can see if really you have potential in the Swiss market, and that's going to build your case to get a work permit. So if you go to the authorities and you say, I have this idea and I want to start a business in Switzerland, do you want to give me a work permit? They're probably not going to be very inclined to give it to you. Now think about option two. You go there, you say you have over 100 people on Facebook that already like your idea, you get a lot of traction, you already have a business plan. That's going to be a different position, right? So think about it as selling your case. So build your case, make sure you do a business plan. So you're going to tell me, wow, 100 pages, I don't have the motivation, it takes a long time, I don't really know what to put in it. Well, there's a lot of people, including myself, that are actually there to help people with that part of creating a business. So really the business plan should be a mandatory step, in my view, to start a business. Now, again, if it's in your own country, usually, and you don't need a work permit, no one will require you to do a business plan. But I find that it's actually a good idea for a foreign country to ask for a business plan to someone who wants to get settled in. It's actually helping them. So even if you look at it as, oh, it's something else I have to provide, it's actually working for your benefit, because having a business plan gives you a clear idea of where you're going, and it's making yourself take your business project more seriously. So if you want to be a consultant or you want to start a business, having this plan will really help you not only get the work permit, but will help you succeed, which is what you want in the end. So I have a one-pager business plan that I use for my clients. I find that it's very useful. It's actually something that you can fill out quite easily. So if you say, I'm interested in that, I want to get this one-page business plan, put a link, put a comment down below, and I will send it to you. Again, it's a one-pager, very easy to use, and it gives you the main things that you need to capture to do your business plan properly and to get started, basically, and to have the right figures there. So I'll put a comment below and I will send it to you. So again, to be prepared for asking for a work permit in Switzerland, if you have a little bit of information on your business plan, if you have, of course, copies of your papers, meaning your ID or your birth certificate, they will also ask for some, make sure that you have no criminal history, which makes sense. Make sure also you come with some funding. I mean, the Swiss will not grant you a work permit if you don't show that you already have funds to sustain yourself. It doesn't have to be a lot of money depending on the status you choose. For a solopreneur, there's no real amount of money, only if you start creating a business. Then it's 20,000 for a small business. And then if you go for the full SA, meaning Société Anonyme, then you need to show that you have at least 100,000 in an account. So that's more for creating a company. So there's a process thing, obviously giving the right paperwork. There's also the financial thing, having a little bit of funding aside, which I've talked about before in my videos. But really make sure you take you test your business concept before you even go into asking for a permit and the hassle of filling out forms. Make sure that you have something that you know there's some possibilities in Switzerland. Otherwise, you will just be very disappointed when you don't get the permit and you have to start from scratch again. So again, if you have questions about the one-page business plan or any other thing related to processing your application, feel free to comment below. I hope this was helpful. I will talk to you next Monday. Thanks.